Good evening. We'd like to welcome you to the Elmore County Commission work session dated Monday, May 23rd, 2022. We'll call this meeting to order. We certainly extend a warm welcome to all those who are visiting with us today. We have several special presentations that we would like to make today. One will take place later in our agenda due to a minor scheduling conflict, but we do anticipate the Edgewood Academy girls basketball team, AISA Class 2A state champions, to be here a little bit later this evening for recognition by way of resolution from the Elmore County Commission. We will proceed to the next special presentation today, which is Foster Care and Foster Family Recognition Month proclamation. As many of you are aware, there are numerous opportunities for families to serve as foster parents, and in Elmore County we have an active and vibrant foster care system. I'm sure there are always and will continue to be needs for families to participate in this manner. I'd like to invite Ms. Michelle Wood to come up to the podium from DHR. She can provide us with a brief bit of insight with regards to this special month and the foster care programs in Elmore County.
Thank you. Thank you for having us here tonight, and we appreciate the Commission taking the time to recognize May as Foster Care and Foster Family Recognition Month in Elmore County. Currently, DHR has 33 approved foster homes that have the difficult job of taking care of someone else's child and providing a safe and loving home, sometimes for a few days, sometimes for a few months, and sometimes forever. Foster parents face an immense challenge and display selfless courage as they take care of children on a daily basis. They play a key role in helping us to reunify with families when it's possible and provide a safe, stable resource for families as they work through and overcome hardships that they may be facing. Currently, we have approximately 84 children in foster care in Elmore County, and there are over 5,800 children in foster care across Alabama. The continued need for more foster homes in Elmore County and across the state is very daunting. Foster parents deserve our gratitude and our respect for the work that they do every day and their contributions to making sure of the well-being of our children that are in foster care. And this afternoon, we would like to recognize those families who have committed to loving and caring for the foster children of Elmore County by presenting this proclamation signed by the Elmore County Commission members. 2022 Foster Care and Foster Family Recognition Month. Whereas, strengthening families and focusing on their well-being is vital to building strong communities, and preserving families is the primary role of the child welfare system. And whereas foster parents play an important role in supporting biological parents and helping them enhance their relationship with their children to achieve family stability and maintain family connections in support of family reunification. And whereas there are more than 5,800 children and youth in foster care in the state of Alabama, and foster families open their home to provide a stable, nurturing environment. And whereas currently in Elmore County, approximately 84 children are in foster care, and nearly 33 families are certified by the Department of Human Resources to provide caring, safe, and nurturing homes for children and youth in foster care. And whereas we have a responsibility as individuals, neighbors, community members, and residents to recognize that all children need love, support, security, and a place to call home. And whereas during National Foster Care Month, we celebrate all those who have invited a child in need into their hearts and homes and express our profound appreciation for those who make foster care possible. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Elmore County Department of Human Resources, in conjunction with the Elmore County Commission, do hereby proclaim May 2022 as Foster Care and Foster Family Recognition Month in Elmore County, and urges all residents to volunteer their time and talents on behalf of children in foster care and to support and recognize the commitment of foster families and professional staff who work with these children and youth. And I would like to formally recognize our foster parents that were able to join us here this afternoon. We have Raymond and Casey Moody. We have Amanda Salter. We have Morgan Cleveland. We have Miss Mary Smith. And we have Miss Marcy Ingram. And we have Miss Lydia Mitchum. We thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We certainly appreciate you being here tonight, and especially appreciate the families being here. I know they represent a group of families, and I'm sure it's a very tight-knit group that supports one another, and I hope that the members and citizens of Elmore County will seek out opportunities to support and encourage and possibly participate in the foster care program. We'd like to get a group photo to present this proclamation. We would welcome anybody who's participating, if they would like to come up and be a part of this photo, that
And
would
we
be
have a
great.
class starting tomorrow night if you're interested.
All right.
Come on up, foster parents. Good.
Just come across here. There you go. He's on up, he's on up.
I have to get the kids to step to the front.
Yeah, there you go.
Parents to squeeze in a little bit.
That'll work.
What do you think?
All right.
Got it?
Everybody look this way. 1, 2, 3.
All right, thank you.
Oh, here you go.
Thank you. I feel like we should have had snacks in the back or something for that group. Next, we will move to our second special presentation for this evening, Children's Mental Health Awareness Month Proclamation. And today we have the privilege in attendance with us is Ms. Rashawn Blassingame. If you'd like to come up. Ms. Blassingame serves in several capacities with respect to mental health. She serves as a representative from Elmore County on the Montgomery Area Mental Health Authority, which has since changed the name to Caristar Health, and also is a mental health specialist in the school system. So we'll turn the time over to you to give us a brief recap of what this month means with regards to children's mental health.
And thank you guys for having me here. Welcome everybody, and it's an honor to follow Ms. Woods because I'm actually going to attend that meeting tomorrow. So I'm thinking about becoming a foster parent. just help out in Elmore County. But with May's a busy month. May is Foster Parent Month, and it's also Mental Health Awareness Month. And just to give you guys a brief little summary of mental health, it just says, despite advances in medicine and psychology, many people can't recognize the common mental health problems. Mental health tends to be overlooked. There's a lot of stigma with mental health, and we want to look at it as if people don't want to go and admit that they have a problem. They don't want to go and admit that that there's an issue. They're embarrassed to talk about it. And so we are promoting that mental health needs to be just as important as your physical health. If you break your arm, you go to the doctor and possibly get a cast. If you have depression, we want to encourage you guys to go to the doctor and seek mental health therapy as well too. So I'm promoting this in the school, and I'm teaching mental health first aid. In this past year, I've had the honor of teaching over 400 kids in Elmore County mental health first aid, and what that does is they are able to help the next person. Like if they see somebody, they know the signs, and if they see somebody and what to do and stuff like that. So this past week, we had mental health, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I apologize. We had Mental Health Awareness Week in Elmore County School System. And Monday, it was like a motivational Monday, get it started, let's talk about mental health, let's motivate each other. Tuesday was talk about it, let's get out and talk more about mental health. Wednesday was doing just like a random act of kindness, do something for the next person and see if, pay it forward, see if it continues. Thursday, we had a Touch Your Toes Thursday. We were just encouraging the schools to do a little bit more exercising, because exercise and everything is good for your mental health as well. And then Friday, we just did another wrap-up and focus on mental health, and we encouraged all the kids in Elmore County. We encouraged everybody in the school system to wear green, because green represents mental health, and we wanted to stomp out the stigma of mental health. So I'm honored to the fact that you guys are acknowledging this, and just the more that we can get it out and the more that we can bring awareness to it, this is near and dear to my heart, so I appreciate it. I thank you, parents, community. The more you guys can get it out and talk about it, encourage the next person, I would appreciate that. But thank you for what you're doing, and I'm honored for what I do as well, too.
Thank you very much. We certainly appreciate you being here and your willingness to serve and help the people of Elmore County. Mental health is absolutely a priority, and we need to do a better job as a community in recognizing the signs and being willing to admit when there's a struggle or a challenge. And I can tell you that we as a county commission are advocating strongly for that at the state legislature to make sure that we have those services here in our community, because we've had far too many tragedies in our community that could have been avoided had we had better services been more readily available. And so we are certainly a partner in that. Any other comments or questions from commissioners?
We just appreciate everything you do, because, you know, our children are our livelihood and they're the future. And if we don't take care of them, then we have troubles ourselves, because, you know, the old apple don't fall far from the tree. And so we need to be better parents and better residents of Elmore County and take care of our children. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
I appreciate what you do for the mental health needs in the county. When you standing there saying you were going to attend the meeting tomorrow night, first for the foster care, the first thing that came to mind, that does not surprise me at all, because I've seen your resume before when we would appoint. I think we appointed you to one of the boards, and so very impressive with what you do, and I appreciate all your service to the county, and I also applaud you for looking into maybe becoming a foster parent.
Ms. Blassingame, of course, thank you for everything you've always done. I know we definitely need to see more of this in our court system, and I know you've been working closely with my brother as well to try to get that. So every day is progress, so thank you for all that you've done.
Now that the pandemic is over with, I'm going to get back out and do some more training.
I'm going to take one.
I'll let you guys know. I will train you guys.
All right.
Very good.
Great.
Thank you.
And I know your daughter's at LSU, so are you empty nesting?
My
and-
mental health.
You-
I talk about my mental health, but she's doing very well. And just a little plug and a brag about her. We just found out today she made the presidential's dean's honors list, or
Well,
whatever,
that-
presidential's honors list. So
That doesn't surprise
she
us.
is
We
doing good.
recognized
She's doing
earlier,
good.
I think last year, for a few times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Several times.
Several times.
So we'd like you to come up. We'll get a
Yes.
group picture together.
Thank you, and thank you, everybody.
All right, next we'll proceed with our regular business, a review of the minutes of the May 9, 2022 commission meeting. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, we'll now proceed to review the memorandum of warrants for the period of May 1, 2022 through May 13, 2022. Mr. Byer?
Mr. Chairman, Commission, during that time period, the memorandum of warrants was $1,370,589.69.
All right, thank you. Any comments or questions? All right, seeing and hearing none, we will proceed now. Our next item, or our next area is new business. We have several items within new business. The first is with regards to the villages at Kalijah Bay. We have 3 individuals who are listed to participate in our meeting to speak directly to the county commission. Those individuals are Mr. John Webb, Mr. David O'Daniel, and Ms. Darlene Baker. What we will do is, and y'all can come up in any order that you would like, you'll have the opportunity to address the county commission. I think the majority of us we obviously have the agenda and information, and we will allow each of you to speak for 3 minutes to the commission with regards to the villages at Kalijah Bay. So who would like to come first? And when you do come to the podium, if you'll please state your name and your address. Thank you.
I'm John Webb. I live at 349 Dobson Point Road.
He might want to hold it,
Is this on? Oh.
It is on. I think can we raise it up a little bit?
or let him hold it.
Or
Just let him hold it.
Is that good? Can everybody hear me? Good evening. I appreciate the opportunity to speak. Since the villages came down there at the back of our slough, boat traffic in that slough has now tripled, maybe even quadrupled. My understanding at the beginning of this build for the village was there were going to be 10 to 15 houses. Right now, there are 39, with a proposed 15 more, making a total of 54 houses. The developer, Mr. Brian Ray, is now trying to even subdivide some more lots to even put more houses in this, in the village. That said, let's say if 60, maybe 70% have boats and/or jet skis, then we're looking at 35 plus boats, plus possibly that many jet skis in the back of this narrow slough that we have our properties on. It was my understanding that Mr. Ray, in the process of building these, has now offered a boat storage facility for the village. And also, my understanding, he intends to offer a boat launch service for this boat storage. So now at the end of the slough, basically, we're running a marina. Boats are constantly, I've been there for 35 years. I've never seen such. The constant boats in and out of this slough is constant. They're running up and down this narrow slough. The safety issues that this brings up, I'm not going to go into them because I only have 3 minutes, but, you know, it brings up 1,000 safety issues. The silt, when they launch these boats, get these boats out, they're stirring up. This is a very shallow area back there. These boats are stirring up the silt. You can see the mud, you can see the silt mud come into the slough, in the back of the slough. No mention, not to mention the oil and gas and exhaust fumes and so forth from all these boats are in the back of the slough now. Also, these boats are creating large waves as they leave the slough. These large waves are damaging the erosion on the shore. It's damaging our boats. It's also damaging our docks. We are now, it used to be a pretty quiet slough until the village came, and now, of course, a lot of people are renting these properties, so they have renters that really don't care. And you hear them with their music cranked up full volume, boats completely full. I'm sure they're way over the limit, up and down the slough constantly all day. I guess well, can I get a show of hands or how many people are here that don't want the village to have any more houses? So basically, I'm asking the commission to stop this development and to stop building more houses. It's affecting, and it's going to affect our property value and every one of these individuals' property value when we try to go to sell our homes.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Mr. David O'Daniel or Darlene Baker, either.
My name is David O'Daniel. I live at 564 Andrews Mill Road. I own the adjacent property down Weldon's Lane in Baxter subdivision all the way down. I own a third of an acre on the water down there. My concern is his drainage. He cut a ditch from top of the hill all the way to the bottom. And I got pictures to show. And where it come under the cupboard, where the boat ramp is, he built a retainer wall to channel it on into my property. It just caused mass erosion. I've got a picture I can show you. He's cut a 4-foot ditch out the end of my point. It's cut a 3-foot ditch going around, going into the creek. That's where a lot of the silt's coming from. He's washing my property away. And that's my main concern. That was property that I was planning on using when I retired in a couple of more years. So I'm third generation O'Daniel in the house that I live. I live right up the road from there in the house. So.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We appreciate you being here. Ms. Darlene Baker.
Thank you for your time. I'm Darlene Baker. My address is 200 Dobson Lane. Our home and land borders the adjacent development on the entire south and east sides for several acres. I will focus my concerns to a few serious issues, but I ask you to study the documents that I gave you because my allotted few minutes are insufficient. The concerns I'll cover right now are the runoff and drainage, the health and safety, the right to quiet enjoyment, and trespassing. But please, don't overlook the marina issues that Jack mentioned, and don't overlook the short-term rental problems either. Regarding the runoff and drainage, the silt problem, algae bloom, and turbidity have materially worsened the conditions in our slough, all as a result of the recent construction. The Geographic Information Officer for the state of Alabama told me definitively that the runoff is coming from this development because proper silt fences have not been installed. If the developer is not willing to install properly proper silt fences to contain the runoff and drainage now, while he's doing the current flatter parts of the development, he should not be allowed to develop the steeper, more challenging portions. This proposed Plat 2 construction area is the frontage common area, which is on the lake with a much steeper and more difficult slope on which to build the roads and foundations. If the developer, engineers, and construction advisors cannot get the easy parts right, they should not be given a chance with the more challenging part, and the plat should be denied for that reason alone. Regarding health and safety, this development is at the end of a very narrow and congested slough, as you heard, with a tight turnaround at the dock, dramatically increasing the traffic in an already oversaturated launching and docking area creates unsafe conditions for boaters and swimmers alike, and it causes boat ramps and boat docks of neighbors to be blocked, both of which are violations of the Alabama state boating laws. In addition, the healthfulness of the water quality in the slough has been materially and adversely affected by the septic system and construction activities, and it is making swimmers sick. Regarding my right to quiet enjoyment, vastly increasing the number of people using the development's limited water access in this very narrow slough is an effective trespass of our and our neighbors' fair use and access to the lake, and it wrongfully interferes with the quiet enjoyment of our properties, including illegally blocking our boat ramp and docks. In addition, the developer is really interfering with my own personal quiet development because he's building a road right on my property line, and he's building multiple new houses just steps away from my property line, about as far as Mr. Stubbs and I are apart. Regarding trespassing, residents of the development have used our dock because theirs is full, and then other watercraft users see this and follow their lead. In addition, people use our gazebo, our docks, and our bridge for fishing, and they come onto our grass yard to play ball or relieve their dogs. This is trespassing and a blatant disregard for the concept of fair use. It is a conscious and deliberate taking by this here today, gone tomorrow developer who refuses to do anything to stop this wrongful activity. In conclusion, the county does have the authority to turn down this developer request. It has the power to enforce the laws now and to vote no on Plat 2. The subdivision rules in section 5.1 incorporate by reference numerous other laws, rules, regulations that are needed to decline this development request. This means laws on drainage, runoff, roads, water, boating safety, health, road construction, theft, nuisances, environmental, and property rights of adjoining neighbors. These are all reasons to deny approval. Given the broad and strong opposition to this request, it should not be approved. We respectfully request the commission to deny approval, or at least defer the decision to mid-July so we can have more time for research and consideration. One more thing. As I was preparing my comments for this weekend, I noticed there is also a plat number 3 for your approval tonight. This plat appears to adjoin my property, and I was not given notice of this proposed plat. So I respectfully request no action be taken on plat 3 until I have been given proper notice and have time to investigate and respond. I do know that at least one house, possibly 2, are already built and occupied on that plat 3, which I believe is against your rules. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
And I politely ask that you guys do the right thing here because you do have the power and authority to do so.
Thank you. All right, we will, in a few minutes, we'll have the opportunity to discuss this matter in more detail. We'll pull it for discussion. We'll proceed to the next two items, and then we'll do that. Discuss authorizing COO to execute three-year agreement with Avenue for the collection of county's levelized lodging tax.
Mr. Chairman, this is just a multi-year agreement with Avenue related to, as you said, the levelized lodging. The way that that lodging is collecting over the last year is put them in a position to where they've just asked for us to execute a multi-year agreement to ensure that we can continue the low collection fee that is charged on that contract. Unlike the sales tax, it has a long history. They're not as worried about that one. This one is still growing, and they're still learning about that. So to be able to lock in the collection fee rate at the lower amount, they asked for the three-year contract.
Okay, thank you. So any contracts over a one-year period have to be approved in a county commission meeting? Yes, sir. So any comments or questions? All right, hearing none, we'll proceed to the next item. Consider appointment to the Central Elmore Water and Sewer Authority Board to fill vacancy. We recently received the resignation letter from Mr. Ron Johnson from his service on the Central Elmore Water and Sewer Authority Board. He served for many years, and we certainly appreciate his service. We will now have a 30-day period where we will accept nominations for that appointment, and those nominations can come, or recommendations can come from either the Central Elmore Water and Sewer Authority Board or any interested resident within their service area who might desire to serve on that board. They can complete a form at the County Commission office requesting their name to be considered, along with other details on their skill set or what they may be able to contribute in their service on that board. So we do not have any candidates currently listed, but again, this opens our 30-day period of notification for that vacancy. The next item listed is the consent docket. We have several items there. I'll read them, and then we'll discuss the topic that has been here today from the public, the villages at Kalijah Bay. Approved travel memorandum, approved proposed plat for the village at Kalijah Bay, plat number 2 and 3, 16 lots. Approved proposed plat for the preserved plat, 7 and 8, 33 lots. Approved request for declaration of emergency illness for Christy Kanagela, assessing clerk. All right, we'll now have the opportunity as a commission to discuss the village at Kalijah Bay, both or the items listed here, and we as a commission can ask or share our thoughts about this, and also ask any information from our county attorney and or our chief operations officer. So I'll open the floor up to the commission.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since this subdivision is located in my district, which I represent, District 2, I thank the residents for coming, and while we appreciate your concerns, and certainly they are noted, the Elmore County Commission has very limited powers regarding what a property owner can or cannot do to their own property out in the unincorporated areas of the state. Elmore County does not have home rule nor limited self-governance, which was overwhelmingly defeated by a 2-to-1 margin by the voters in the election of 2016. Additionally, at the request of numerous property owners in the Dobson Point area, myself, Chief Operating Officer Richie Byer, Chief Engineer Mr. McGinty, the entire engineering staff, and the County Attorney, Mr. Courtney, met with those residents at their request on May the 17th for a 1.5-hour session to listen to the concerns and answer questions. Additionally, contact information was provided to the attendees for the appropriate agencies that have authority and jurisdiction over the majority of the concerns and questions presented by the residents to include but not limited to Alabama Power, the State Department of Public Health, EPA, Department of Game and Fish, and the Marine Police, and so forth. Regarding the Elmore County subdivision rules, once the requirements have been satisfactorily met by the statute states that commission then shall, and the word used is shall, approve such plats. The picking and choosing of who gets approved and who does not get approved is not a discretion of the county commission, nor should there be. I think that would be unfair to everyone concerned, and politics would certainly play into that. And I've been on this commission 7 years, and I can tell you that this commission goes by the book. There's no gray area. If the statute says one thing, that's exactly what we do. Mr. Byer, I have a question for you. Was the sufficient required time given to the appropriate adjoining landowners of the village's subdivision regarding the additional plats for approval?
Yes, sir, they were. And in addition, state law only
Would you go a
requires,
little closer, please?
in addition, state law only requires a 10-day notice of consideration of the plat by the commission for approval, and our policy is that we give a 30-day notice to the adjoining landowners.
So the appropriate landowners, adjoining property owners were given 30-day notice.
Yes, sir.
Second question, has the developer, Mr. Ray, met all of the requirements of the Elmore County subdivision regulations regarding the additional plats?
Upon review of our chief engineer, which is also the county engineer in some counties, yes, sir, these plats meet our regulations.
Thank you, Mr. Byer. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Are there any other comments or questions from any commissioners? I do, just for clarification, Mr. Byer and/or Mr. Courtney, with respect to Ms. Baker's comment on the number 2 and number 3 listed here, what is, with respect to her comment that number 3 was different, or was it advertised differently? Or
The
was
adjoining landowners are notified. In the case of that, it's an interior lot being developed. So hers is adjacent to one of the 2 plats, her and her husband.
Okay, so the 2 plats, number 2 and number 3, our obligation by the state is 10 days notification. We do 30 days notification for adjoining landowners.
Only adjoining landowners,
And one
yes.
of these 2 is an interior lot, so it does not adjoin
Correct.
anyone else other than
Then
the
the
developer,
developer,
I guess.
that's correct.
Okay. Are there any other comments or questions? I certainly appreciate all of you being here. I hope that you, and we acknowledge as a county commission that while we did receive requests prior to the time to be on the agenda, and we appreciate the 3 who have participated, I want you to know that we also acknowledge all of you. While there may be some variations on your concerns, we do recognize that you're all here. I don't want anyone to feel that we don't recognize that. I unfortunately was not able to attend the meeting on May the 17th. I was at my children's honors day, but I do appreciate Commissioner Daughtry, Mr. McGinty, and Mr. Byer, and all the citizens who participated in that meeting on May the 17th to move the conversation forward in terms of understanding and recognizing both positions. As a county commission, I think, one thing that we all do appreciate and respect, I think, is that as private landowners, there are many things that many advantages we have living in the unincorporated areas in terms of things that we are able to do, things that we may not be able to do if we lived in an incorporated area in a city, for example. With that, comes some other challenges. We would never get into a position where we would tell someone whether or not they could have one boat or two boats or a wave runner and a jet ski or any of those things. So I think that all of the concerns that were shared today, we appreciate you being here and sharing those. And we will move to the remainder of our agenda, and then we will have our business session immediately following this work session, at which time the commission will move with any actionable items on our agenda. Personnel notifications. Notification of hire of Devin Ruiz, Corrections Officer, replace Kay Arant, effective 4/27/2022, and subsequent resignation effective 5/6/2022. Notification of hire of Stone Svenser, Corrections Officer, replace D. Ruiz, effective 5/14/2022. Notification of resignation of Amanda Burbank, Mapper 1, effective 6/3/2022. Reports to the commission. Mr. Byer?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, in front of you, you've got a packet with some pink tabs sticking out of it that says Operations Update. Just as a way of bringing up to speed on a number of items, we've got a copy of the priority project list in there. Everything that is highlighted is ongoing activity project-wise. You also have a few that are checked off that have been totally completed. Some of them are close to completion, and some of them are underway. But I just want to give you an update on the different projects. This list was given out to you earlier this year. It's just a checklist of items we were trying to accomplish this calendar year. The next item in your packet is an update on the residential garbage transition. Monday on May 30th, we will convert over to where Arrow will be doing all the collection of garbage. This week is Waste Management's last week to collect garbage out of their cans, and over the next few days and few weeks, they'll be picking up the cans that current customers have. So as soon as Waste Management picks up the trash and the receptacles this week, citizens should begin using the Arrow container that they were given. There should have been directions on there saying which date was the pickup. There are a few areas where the pickup is not the same day, so there'll be a little bit more than a week of time for the trash to be put in the receptacle, but so far it's gone very smooth. I won't get into all the details, but you have a detailed listing from Arrow in front of you of where we stand on that transition. The next item in your packet, late last week I gave you an update on some of the incentive programs that our employees have earned us through the Safety Incentive Discount Program and on our self-insurance funds. Here is a complete listing for you to the tune of about $85,000 that will come back to the county in terms of discounts and incentives for the work that our employees have done. Ms. Courtney Clements, our Chief Administrative Officer, has been a driving force behind that with our different departments. The next item in there, just for a way of an update, several of you have probably seen emails from ACCA about the inmate offset cost reimbursement that we were able to apply for this morning. We were able to do that, and you've got a copy in your packet of $122,531 that we were able to recoup for being in a position that we had to house inmates through COVID and weren't able to get those transferred to the state facilities. You've also got an item in there for future discussion about a one-time retiree payment, lump sum payment. We have until, I believe it's August, for the commission to have made a decision on whether they want to participate or not. We'll be bringing that back to you, but you've got some details in there about total cost for all the retirees on a one-time lump sum basis. You also have a copy of an electronic meeting policy. In this past session, there was legislation passed that would allow the commission to pass policies that if a quorum of commissioners were present for a meeting, but one commissioner could not attend for sickness, for example, then there's a process that we could put in place where that commissioner could participate remotely for the purposes of illness or sickness, which I guess are the same thing for illness, I'm sorry. But it's strictly limited to that, so that'll be something we'll be asking y'all to give us your thoughts on for consideration. The other two items on your list, or one item on your list and one I want to update you on. The next meeting, we'll be bringing to you some information about our ARP allocation plan. We need to make some revisions to a plan that y'all adopted back in April as we finalize and streamline some of the projects that are eligible for those funds. Also, we'll have some MPO resolutions next meeting as well for some COVID projects. We're trying to get those projects all executed before next summer and try to have those in place. Several of them need to be executed during the summer while school is out, trying to get those handled. Last item for update is we are well underway with the FY23 budgets. We're setting up meetings for most all departments the week of June 13th through the 16th, and I'll be getting with the commissioners for your availability on those dates with the different departments. We most likely will have a meeting with our EMA, though, on June 2nd because of some meetings that he and I will be attending the following weeks that will make it difficult to have him here on that week of the 13th through 16th. So, Mr. Chairman, that's all I have in the way of a report. Do y'all have any questions or comments for me?
Thank you. We appreciate that report. We now would like to invite the Edgewood Academy Lady Wildcat basketball team. Coach Fisher, if you want to come up, and we'll be taking a picture with all of you that are here. So if you'd come up, you can all come up and we'll do a picture in a couple minutes. This is a continuation of the efforts of the Elmore County Commission to recognize any young people in Elmore County who accomplish a state championship in any form or fashion. So at times, it is a recognition of a sporting activity, a state championship, but at other times, it could be robotics, it could be science fair, it could be 4-H, any type of activity where someone or a group of people from Elmore County are successful to accomplish the state championship. And so today, we are recognizing the Edgewood Academy Lady Wildcats AISA Class 2A Girls State Champions, girls basketball state champions, and they defeated Sparta Academy 60-46 in the state championship game. It was the first state title for the girls basketball program at Edgewood Academy. Several team members, Lindsey Brown, Jalen Strength, and Kennedy Minch, were named as AISA All-Tournament Team selections. And, of course, they have Coach Jason Fisher is with them today, Athletic Director Chad Michael, and the entire Edgewood Academy family certainly celebrate these young ladies' accomplishments. And we appreciate y'all's commitment, and we certainly appreciate you being here. Any comments from any commissioners briefly before we take a picture?
Yeah, I just want to say I appreciate y'all coming tonight and your hard work for achieving this goal. This, especially since this is the first championship by the girls basketball. That's quite an accomplishment. So, Coach Fisher, I appreciate your hard work and devotion to the team and appreciate everything y'all have done. It's always an honor and a thrill to recognize our students and their accomplishments, whether it be on a team sport or individually.
Thank you. Coach Fisher, I apologize. Did you have a speech or anything? Okay. All right. All right, we'll now proceed with reports from the commission. We'll begin with Commissioner Hines.
Thank you, Chairman. First, I want to start thanking everyone to come out tonight. You know, something I already said, no one really cares until it personally affects them. And this I find very true from the days of being in school and being in business and being in politics. And it's a great thing to see people come out and get involved, no matter how and which way it goes. But it is great to see that. First of all, I want to thank Waste Management. They got a bad rap in a lot of situations. In the last few days, I've been hearing some great stories about how good of a service they've done. I wish those folks would have come earlier and said, hey, they're doing a great job. We heard a lot of the negatives about not getting your service or cans being not replaced and all. But it was time for us to put it out for bids, and we did. But Van and the Waste Management team has put together a great plan to work together with our new containers and garbage company, Era, to start service. But Era has already delivered 19,157 containers. They've got about 448 more to deliver off the original list. They've signed up 424 new accounts, and they've already got their new vessels that'll be all, and their trucks will be in by the end of the week. They've already had their office set up on Highway 14 at the old Russell Building, that they'll have their office set up. They've already set up their landfills, and their bills are going out. As a matter of fact, I got my bill in the mail today as I was leaving my house on the new bill. But just a little thing to tell everyone, because there's been a lot of questions. Waste Management, as they pick up the old trash this week, they will have someone following them picking up your containers. So please leave them out to all our residents and pull back your new one. And the new ones are being delivered with your house number on them and with a set of directions. What I find is a lot of people don't like to read the directions, as I don't when I'm putting together things. So I guess if everyone would read the directions, though, it pretty well explains it. And yes, some days are changing. Mine changed from Wednesday to Thursday, but it's just one day difference. But we look forward to working with Era and working with Waste Management to make a good transaction for our residents. And this is something that we've worked hard to make sure that's a good transaction. Also, the city of Wetumpka, the city of Eclectic, Deatsville, and Elmore, the city of Elmore, will also be making this change. And they already have set up their landfills for it. On another subject, our dollars are being stretched for our paving. And it's already started. And several subdivisions, the paving companies are out there paving some of the streets. You know, a lot of people complain about the 10-cent gas tax. Without that 10-cent gas tax, we would be years behind on paving streets, because we get over $1 million a year for that to add to our money. And that's not a lot of money. And with this day and time, with the cost of asphalt, it doesn't cover a lot. But we have a lot of streets and roads that we're going to be paving starting this month and going on into July and August. On the last thing, mowing. Please be careful out there. Our mowers on the side of the roads mowing right now. When you see one, slow down and be precautious, because they do sling things, and be courteous. Same way with our trash trucks that's out there. They're out there, and it's a dangerous job, and those drivers have to watch out for everyone flying by them as they're trying to pick up our trash and all. But the big thing is that school is out, and I'm an advocate of kids. And let's be safe and courteous to our kids out there. There's a lot more of them going to be on the roads. They won't be in school, so they're going to be hanging out. So let's watch our roads and highways and our kids that's out there and protect them. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Daughtry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to once again commend our EMA department and our sheriff's department, of two of which we have in the back there, for the situations that they have responded to specifically in the last 3 weeks, and the way they've handled those tragic situations. In the county, we've had 3 drownings and several automobile fatalities in the last 3 weeks, and our EMA and our sheriff's department and the appropriate police departments were all there to assist in every way possible. So they have a tough job. Sometimes we take them for granted, and I pray that we never do. On another note, as an old military veteran, I heard today that they're predicting a 20 to 30% turnout of voters tomorrow, registered voters, and that's very disheartening when you think about how many soldiers have fought and died to give us the freedom, so that I think the least we can do is turn out at the polls and make their sacrifices not be in vain. I'd like to wish everyone a very safe Memorial Day. And when you're having your barbecues and family get-togethers and so forth, I pray that we never forget the real reason for Memorial Day, to honor those that have given the ultimate sacrifice, that we may freely have meetings such as this and go about our everyday lives and enjoy the freedoms that we do. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Commissioner Mercer?
Thank you, Chairman. I have two things to report in relation to economic development here in the county. And the first is, this past week, ACETA hosted a group of fishing industry writers from across the southeast here in the county. And I want to say I appreciate Lisa and Carrie. Lisa sitting over here, I appreciate y'all's hard work you put into that last week. But these writers in the county last week, and they were here to tour our lakes, our rivers, and places of interest across the county, with them creating content that will be published in different fishing industry magazines and media outlets over the coming months. Each commissioner had an opportunity to participate at different points of interest across the county, and I was a part of the visit to Monster Mountain in Tallahassee. And if you're not familiar with that, it's a motocross track where they hold competitive motorcycle races, and they also have a motocross school, training school, where people come in from across the U.S. I found it very interesting. Not only the track was interesting, what they did there, but I found a conversation I had with two ladies very interesting, where they both told me how they had children that participated in different events at this facility in the past. And while they were here, they toured the county, they toured our lakes and various places, and it actually resulted in them liking Elmore County so much that they sold their house soon after that, and they both moved here to Elmore County. And I was very encouraged about hearing that. They spoke about how friendly the people were in the county and how beautiful our area was, so they just made me very proud of the county that we live in. The last item I have is in relation to the unemployment rate. For the month of April, Elmore County had an unemployment rate of 1.6%. Commissioners, y'all will find I gave you a map and a report on this in front of you. At the same time, we had a state average of 2.1%. There's two numbers that came out of the April the reporting that were most interesting to me. One is Elmore County had 101 more people employed than we did last month, and we had 144 fewer people receiving unemployment benefits versus last month. So that's a good sign of our economy is getting stronger, and our people are going back to work. So that's all I have, Chairman.
Thank you. Commissioner Jackson? All right, thank you. I certainly appreciate my fellow commissioners, appreciate their comments and their commitment to serving the people of Elmore County and all of our first responders and law enforcement officers who are committed to serving the people of our county. As Commissioner Daughtry mentioned, we have had some tragedies in the county, and we certainly hope that we can find ways to avoid those and be sure that everyone is having a safe summer, especially with recreational activities. This past week, I had the opportunity to participate in the ribbon cutting at the Wetumpka YMCA with a new swimming pool that has been under construction for some time. And one of the commitments of the YMCA is to develop a program to teach kids from our public schools to swim at a young age. So they're hoping to develop a program, potentially second or third graders, that will come during school to the YMCA to learn to swim. We've had, over the past 5 or 6 years, we've had numerous teenagers drown in the Coosa River right here in Wetumpka, along with swimming pool drownings and lake drownings and other tragedies. So I'm really excited for the YMCA. I know that they've worked very hard to develop a funding mechanism to have that new pool put in place, and there were lots of kids there excited to participate in welcoming summer with a new swimming pool. I also was able, as Commissioner Mercer mentioned, was able to participate with some of the writers who are here specifically looking for recreational opportunities and tourism opportunities in Elmore County. And I was able to visit Blue Ribbon Dairy and Michaela Sanders and the tremendous job that she does and her family does in serving our community in that fashion. The people who were here from out of state were just amazed at Blue Ribbon Dairy, and I think the people of Elmore County have begun to recognize the value that that type of grassroots economic development has in our county. I also had the opportunity to enjoy some time on Lake Martin with my oldest son. He has been gone for 2 years and returned. Part of that time he was in Ukraine. And when he returned, he told me there was one thing he wanted to do with each member of the family. So I have 4 children, he has 3 siblings and my wife. And he wanted one activity with each member of the family just to kind of, I guess, rekindle our relationship since we've been gone for so long. And he told me that he wanted to go fishing. So he and he flew in at 4 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, and Thursday morning at 6 a.m. we were at the Kalijah boat ramp with Jimmy and Jeremy Miller, and we did a guided crappie fishing tour on Lake Martin and caught a bunch of fish and had a fabulous time, and just really learned and renewed our appreciation for nature and for the many things that we have here in Elmore County that sometimes we take for granted. Like I drive across this bridge every single day, and I forget how special it is to have a river running through our downtown here in Wetumpka. So we certainly appreciate, again, all of you being here. I'm going to turn the time over to Brittany for important calendar dates.
Thank you, Chairman. On Monday, May 30th, the administrative complex will be closed in observance of Memorial Day. On Monday, May 30th, Aero Disposal Service will begin residential waste collection in the Elmore County. Monday, June 13th, 2022 will be our next commission work session at 5 p.m. with the business meeting immediately following. Monday, June 20th, 2022, the administrative complex will be closed in observance of Juneteenth. And Monday, June 27th, will be the second commission meeting work session at 5 p.m. with the business meeting immediately following.
Thank you. We'll reconvene in just a few minutes. Good evening. We'd like to welcome you to the Elmore County Commission business meeting dated Monday, May 23rd, 2022. We'll call this meeting to order. We will begin with an invocation offered by Commissioner Hines, following which Commissioner Daughtry will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Bow our heads, please. Kind gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for this wonderful day you've given us, Lord. Thank you for letting us be ambassadors of you, Lord, and going out and spreading our name and worshiping for you, Lord. And go with the many memorial ventures this weekend, Lord, as we worship and think about the veterans who sacrificed their lives for us and their families, Lord. Kind gracious Heavenly Father, go with us today and touch our hearts and our minds that we can be good leaders and work for you. In the name of the prayer, amen.
Amen.
Let us stand for the pledge.
Ms. Brittany, would you call roll?
Commissioner Hines?
Here.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Here.
Chairman Stubbs?
Here.
Commissioner Mercer?
Here.
Commissioner Jackson?
Here.
All right, our special presentations. Is there a motion to approve the resolution honoring the achievement of Edgewood Academy Girls Basketball Team AISA Class 2A State Champions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve Foster Care and Foster Family Recognition Month proclamation?
Motion approved.
Second.
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve Children's Mental Health Awareness Month proclamation?
Motion approved.
Second.
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
Proceeding now with regular business. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the May 9, 2022 commission meeting?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve the memorandum of warrants for the period of May 1, 2022 through May 13, 2022?
Motion approved.
Second?
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
Proceeding now with new business. Is there a motion to approve or deny authorizing the COO to execute 3-year agreement with Avenue for the collection of county's levelized lodging tax?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve the consent docket as presented in the work session?
Motion approved?
Second.
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
We will forego the personnel notifications. Are there any additional reports to the commission? No, sir. Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes,
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
we are adjourned.